Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I would like to go over how I am planning for a road trip that I plan to do in the near future. There's typically a couple of road trips that I like to do about every summer with my family, and the one we would like to do going forward is we've been planning to go to Acadia National Park from here in New York City up all the way to Maine by Bar Harbor area and Acadia National Park, and I was, you know, looking how if it's possible to get in my car and drive all the way up there without having to do too much research, and have some sort of a range anxiety, right? Because as you know, with the family, right? It's I cannot be in a situation where the car just dies. And I've looked up how people are doing road trip planning. A lot of people are using a better route planner. So I pulled up the website for a better route planner, using this just to show you what are some of the things that that I'm going to look at, and based on different people's experience as well, what they have experienced so far in terms of road trip. So straight off the bat, right, in Maine there's only one Electrify America charging station, right? We can go to Electrify America website, and if we go to their charging infrastructure map, and you will see in Maine there's just a single Electrify America charging station. Well, there's two, but one closer to the border with Massachusetts and one by Portland. And based on this route that Electrify America gave me, we're starting at 100% state of charge and going all the way up to Bar Harbor, which is the place that I would like to stay in. And I set my arrival with 55% state of charge. And it's telling me that from 100% state of charge, I would need to drive 166 miles to reach the Electrify America station which is in Massachusetts, Albemarle in Massachusetts, and I will arrive there at 27% state of charge. Now, this is just a guess, right? There are several factors that come into play in terms of like the range, uh, traffic, climate control, wind, the elevation. They all have an impact in terms of like how much range you're going to get. So what I've done is, I've taken this, and I'm seeing that it's what type of margin it's giving me and what type of efficiency that I will need to achieve in order to get to my location. So right now over here, so it's telling me, drive 166 miles, then charge for about 10 minutes and go up to 73%. And the next Electrify America outlet is going to be around 137 miles. Now, based on my drivings, what I've seen so far, that is achievable. But if you want a little bit more margin, I would definitely charge it up to 80% just to have that a little bit more margin, because there are a few posts that I read on Reddit that made me a little bit nervous, to be honest. Like, for example, this post, his car went into turtle mode, and he had this person had about 50 miles of margin on the guessometer. Now, I don't really trust the guessometer, to be honest, but he said that the wind, elevation, climb, and a speed limit of 80 miles per hour, which he stayed at around 75 because 5 below, made for a very stressful last 20 miles. So I don't want to be in that situation where the car is going into turtle mode and I'm not really sure, if I'm going to make it to the station or not. So I will definitely give myself some more margin over here. So, but one thing that concerned me with this is, this charge point. So I'm not really sure. I haven't had experience charging on the charge point. So what I did is that I went to plugshare and looked up this station, which is telling me it's in West Gardner Plaza, and I'm looking for reviews over here. So this person just posted on June 11, 2022. He charged. He said it was good. So definitely, do not just take the word of a better route planner. Also do your due diligence and look up reviews on a plugshare as well to see, you know, if the chargers are working and how many stations are actually available. On the way back, it's telling me to stop by an EVgo charger station. Now, EVgo charger stations that are not very reliable. I've been to a couple of them and they were both broken, and they were showing that it's working. So it's saying that there's a charging station at 29 Whitman Road, 29 Whitton Road in Augusta. So let's see on plugshare if we can go and find that. So if we go over here and click, it's right over here. It's an EVgo station. There's just one, I believe it's just one outlet. Oh, two outlet, one cadmium and one CCS. Now that I wouldn't trust it. So right, if that's broken and it's telling me that I will arrive there with 14% state of charge, and if that is broken, right, let's see if, for instance, we go there, we trust a better route planner, right, and we go there and this station is broken. Let's see what are our options after we, you know, if we are unable to charge. So I can go in Google Maps and see what else EV charging networks are around. So you can do that in Google Maps, or you can zoom out on plugshare and see what else is around over here. So we have some other options over here, which is this is a J1772, but it's a very slow level 2 charging. We have the Charlie's Toyota. We have the parking garage over here. It looks like that's just a level 1 charger or level 2. And then we have a few charge point charger over here. So we do have options. So that's good to know that if we're not able to make it, we do have other options available that are showing. Definitely the ones that are green are the best ones. The ones you know, I would read the reviews. I always go for it. Like this person is saying worse than Fort Western. So he had some, and there are no more check-ins after February 2022. So I will not trust this. So going back, right, whatever a better route planner is doing, giving you, if it's not an Electrify America station, and even some Electrify America stations have some issues, do your due diligence in terms of like looking for other charging alternatives on your route, especially if you're arriving at a low state of charge, by looking at plugshare and see what else is available around the area. And the way I you know, how I'm able to get these numbers is if I go back and restart this, right, and just clear everything, and I choose my starting point, which is going to be here. Bar Harbor Main, let's just do one way, and it will ask me to choose a car. Hopefully it cleared that. Here we go. So if you go back over here, and you can, right now I have set the Hyundai IONIQ 5 US long range all-wheel drive version. That's the car that I'm currently driving, and then it will basically take its estimated EPA rating and and apply that to the calculation. Now you can change this to live data is for obviously for premier car, but I can select a new car, for instance, right? If I'm driving, if I have a different car, like for instance I'm driving a Ford Mustang Mach-E, you know, 2022, driving an extended range model. Let's see, no, we'll just choose anything. Let me go back and hit that. It will recalculate in terms of like how many charges we're going to need, how much range we're going to get, how far between the charges. So this is all, so right, as you can see, it changed. Now we'll need to charge for a little bit longer, 56 minutes other than the 36 minutes. So I just want to point out, right, that the Ford Mustang, every car charges at a different rate. so that all the different types of calculations come into play. So you can if you're planning to, you can also use this to determine what car to get as well, right? You can look at this data and you can compare the different, let's say if you do road trip a lot, right, you can do this comparison between different cars, right? Like if, let's say if you had a Tesla model, if you had a choice between a Tesla Model Y or a Ford Mustang Mach-E or a Polestar or any other car, right? Let's say I'm going to change this to the Tesla, just all the way up top, Model Y 2022. See, we have the long range. We go back and it's telling me right now on a Mustang Mach-E it's going to take 9 hours 17 minutes. If we do this same road trip on a Tesla, let's see how that makes a difference as well. So you can I'm just showing you an example that how you can compare between the different cars, how the road trip might look like. Obviously real world is different and it's going to be very different, but Tesla is different, right? And with the Tesla, I can just essentially sit and go because there's a supercharger over there and there's plenty of superchargers along the way. So it's not, so yeah, you can use this a better route planner or other route planners out there to check the range and your road trips between the different cars and compare. If you're confused, if you have a difficult choice to make between a Model Y, Mach-E, EV6, IONIQ 5, or any other car. So this is how I was able to pull up the numbers. I have bought a Tesla tap adapter, the Electron one, 48 amp one, that I can use, and I also was looking for the Tesla destination chargers. You can search them on Google as well. And there were some. There's definitely a lot more Tesla destination chargers than just the other regular. There's a good quantity of Tesla destination chargers, especially at different hotels. So you see over here Acadia National Park, there's a Tesla destination charger at a hotel. But one thing I've noticed with the Tesla destination chargers is that they're very they're mostly occupied. There's a lot of Teslas out there. The Teslas, especially during like a high season or a holiday weekend, the Tesla superchargers are booked. I've been trying to test my Tesla tap adapter for almost 2 weeks now, and every time I go to the same location that I want to test my Tesla tap adapter at the hotel that's near me, there's always a Tesla park. I've been at different points, late in the night, early in the morning, middle of the day, there's always a Tesla park there. So I'm not really sure. I'm a little bit nervous in terms of like if I would find a Tesla destination charger available. So definitely find other alternatives on plugshare. It's showing me that there are a lot of chargers over here at the headquarters of Acadia National Park. There's charging. So these are some of the things that you have to keep in mind if this is your first road trip, and especially if you're traveling with a family, right? You don't want to get stranded, and you want to make sure that you're looking at the reviews, that people are checking in, right, to show that the chargers are actually working. Because if you are, let's say, if there's only one charger, for instance, right, over here, and this is the only charger in your route and there are no other nearby charger, and if you're coming to charge at this location with a low state of charge, you're going to put yourself in a difficult position and you might not be able to get to the next charging station. So definitely, see what a better route planner is giving you and what state of charge you're going to come with, and say, knock another like 10-15% out of it as well. If it's saying 14, right, maybe say you're just coming up with like 10%, right? I've put together a chart right over here, which I've said how many miles can I get if I'm averaging different efficiencies, right? The car, I'm driving a 2022 Hyundai IONIQ 5, and it has, I've seen a lot of people say it has a 72.3 kilowatt usable battery, or 73. I just put it, I rounded up to 74, 74 kilowatt hour usable battery. So that's the amount of battery out of the 77.4 that we can use. The rest is reserved. You know, if the car goes in, I believe, in turtle mode, you can go a few miles. So if we're averaging 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour, we can at from 100% state of charge in ideal conditions, we can get at least 185 miles. And on a 90% state of charge, get 167, and from 80% state of charge, 148 miles. Now these are in very ideal conditions with the weather. As you know, the weather, the wind, the rain, elevation plays an important part in how much efficiency you're going to get, right? I've seen tests where people are getting, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour driving at 70 miles per hour. Seen people that got like less than 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour driving at 70 miles per hour. So it all depends, and right, these are just ideal conditions, and just put yourself in a position that you're not going to get this much range, right? I think the car is, if you're I have the SE all-wheel drive. I drive it in eco mode, so which is only in rear-wheel drive after 15 miles per hour. So what I've seen is around 2.9 to 3.2 driving at 70 miles per hour, and if we're not just regenerating it at all. So it would be somewhere around this range, right? And see from 100% state of charge what you're able to do. So if you go if we go back to what it's saying, that I should get from 100% state of charge, I should be able to go 166 miles and come back with 27% left. That means I think I should average at least two, somewhere between here in these three numbers. So this is just I wanted to see how much distance I can travel at different efficiency levels. As if you go faster on an EV, right? If you go 70, 75, 80 miles, you're going to have less efficiency. You're going to get less mileage per kilowatt hour. So that basically comes into play, and that has to, you have to keep that in mind while you're planning the road trip, right? I looked up 3 different places that I wanted to go, and this is another place. This is in Vermont that I would like to go, and it's showing me different charging different charging stations, what the state of charge am I going to be, right? What the state of charge I will come to arrive. You can change all these parameters, right? You can say I want to arrive here at, make sure my state of charge is at least 30%. It's not letting me add over here, but you can choose your destination state of charge. Let's say if you want to arrive with at least like 80% state of charge or 70%. I'm not really sure why it's not letting me do that, but I should be able to do that. So let's restart, right? I can change this. So now if I say I want to arrive at 80%, right? And if I want to get there, get to my destination at 80% and plug this in and see what it's giving us. So as you can see, it changed a little bit. It's changing the route, and it's adding more charging stops in the way, and it's saying if we just drive and do a big loop circle around here, we will go for about 9 hours and 56 minutes and charge for about 59 minutes. Now it's going to be longer just because when you go stop, plug in, sometimes there's issues, so it will definitely be longer than this. And another nice thing about a better route planner is you can change a lot of the parameters. There's a premium version for it, which I don't have, but you can change. You can say, use live weather data for the default value so it can have a better reference. You can also choose you want fewer but long stops, or quickest arrival, or short but many stops. There's different ways you can change. You can also change the reference, right? Miles per kilowatt hour is fine. You can add your top chargers, charger availability. You can add that as well, but that's probably a premium version. Yeah, that's it is. Your battery, destination, arrival, state of charge, charger arrival, state of charge. These are different things. You can set a minimum of, okay, I want to have at least a minimum of 20% state of charge at arrival when I come to a charging station. Charging overhead, speed, right? You can change what the maximum speed, real-time traffic, that's a premium version. Your battery degradation, weight, road conditions, temperatures you can set. So there's many different settings over here that you can play with to go back, and then you can recalculate your route and see if that makes a difference. So there's different ways, especially it comes in handy when you are going to locations where there are not a lot of chargers. When you're going to remote locations and you are very close on your margins and on your range, it definitely helps to just plan it out better. Now, Tesla supercharger has a better network, right? So basically the reason why I wanted to make this video was that I wanted to show how to do a road trip planning if you're going to locations where there are not a lot of Electrify America stations, or if you're going to remote locations and where the charger availability is low, and also you're relying on many different public charging infrastructure. Like there's EVgo, there's ChargePoint, I believe there's ChargeHub, then there's local state. In New York State there's the Evolve New York program, and then every state also has some other program. Local city programs are also there. So plugshare is a great is a very good app. It gives you just the whole overall charging network. It will include superchargers, and you can set your car. So plugshare is a good, it gives you a lot more diversity in terms of what chargers are there. You can also you can do a trip planning here, and you can do settings and filters, what type of connector your car has. So if you want to just exclude Tesla or Cadmio or Roadster, all these different chargers from here, and then it will give you basically whatever your car, the connect for all the charging capabilities for the connector for your car, for your particular electric vehicle. So, and then you can also choose from different networks as well. There's many different networks out there, as I mentioned, right? The states have their own networks. The cities, local cities have their own network. There's the different countries, like in Canada, there's Electrify Canada, there's Petro Canada. You have Tesla destination charger. So Volta has it, Blink. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely keep in mind that whatever a better route planner, or any other route planner for that matter, is giving you in terms of like what your state of charge is going to be on arrival, there are many different factors in play, wind, weather conditions, and everything. So do your due diligence when you're planning for a road trip, especially at the remote locations. Unfortunately, we're not in a place where you can just sit in the car and somehow just figure it out on the way. I would plan ahead. Now the Tesla software does have a better route planning than my car. The 2022 Hyundai IONIQ 5 does not have an advanced route planner in place, so I would have to use third-party apps to do the road trip planning. So that's exactly what I'm doing. But I will take some of these road trips, and hopefully I can share some real world experience. I plan to get the premium better route planner and see what kind of advanced features I get with it. So as I do more road trips, I will show you my experience, if it's easy to do road trips based on the current charging infrastructure. As the charging infrastructure gets better, obviously that'll get easier. But I would like to thank everyone for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe down below and like and comment. That really helps the channel grow. Thank you.